it's Emily. And tonight, the New Year's Eve party, it's going to be a beautiful ball. And everyone's going to be wearing beautiful costumes and masks. Because they're breathing so bad, we have to wear a mask everywhere we go now. And they're going to give us special masks at the party. And I'm so excited because I don't have a special mask that filtrates this air and it filtrates all the germs and the bacteria and the viruses. Oh, I'm so excited that Jaimin hacked in and got us invitations to the ball. I'm so looking forward to seeing Liam, my boyfriend. And my head has been spinning around ever since I had contact with the alien Truman. But people are disappearing in my districts left and right. Every time they get the stamp, I can't find where they're at. Julie is gone, and Eric next door has been coughing. And so I went over this morning and knocked on the wall. Eric, you there? Eric, you there? All I could hear was the helicopters and the drones hovering over, So I went for a walk with George, his dog, and the drones were just so, where are you going? Stand back, get back in your house. They won't even let us go out to walk a dog anymore. It's getting really tough. District 11, we're being treated like animals, and just the rations are so low now, the food. So I can't even imagine that tonight I'm going to the ball in posh District 11. I'm so dazed and confused. I don't even know what district I'm in anymore. All I just know is this district. I've got to get out of this district. I don't know if they're planning for this district, but it's not good. But tonight, I'm just going to focus on wearing a beautiful dress and seeing Liam and just enjoying myself. And Airedale said he would pick us up at 8 p.m. sharp when it's dark. And we had a plan to go to the gate. Jaimin and Jaffa and Singing Joe and I had the most beautiful designer outfits. I don't know where he got them, but it feels so nice to wear something beautiful and elegant and clean. And so I did my hair and makeup. I did my best to look beautiful. I wore my beautiful black dress, and it was so beautiful. And then Airedale came in his taxi, and I got in, and there was Dryman and Jaffa and Singing Joe. And Jaffa's like, well, you know the plan. We're in for this New Year's Eve party to find out what they're doing with the stamps and where all the people were going. And we had to work a plan to get ourselves transferred to another district. If we couldn't get into District 11, we had to find a better district because the people in our district were disappearing and dying, and the food rations are so low that they didn't care about our district anymore. So it was utmost important that this is not just a party to eat food and mingle, but to do our work, to find a way to get transferred out of this district, because the drones to fly us out of here are only for one person and not all of us, and so only one person can escape in the drone car. So we would have to figure out a different plan. I worried about my mother and father. My mother said my father's health is going. I don't know how much time he has left. And I don't even know how much time that Eric next door had left. So I walked George and quickly ran back to my house because that drone Robocop was just wouldn't let you even walk outside to walk a dog. This is getting bad in our district. They don't even care about us anymore. So I focused on my dress, and I went into the cab, and Airedale was like, oh, you look marvelous, Emily. I'm like, thank you. I felt like a princess. And Jaimin and Jaffa and Singing Joe told us the plan. So Jaffa drove us to District 11. It was decorated with gorgeous lights. Oh, it was beautiful white lights and blue lights. Oh, it just looked like a Venetian palace. Oh, it was spectacular. I felt like I was at Versailles. It was gold and white lights everywhere. Everything was gold, gold, gold. And there was something very healing and relaxing about all the gold everywhere. And I could have swear I saw a flicker in the sky. And something told me that the alien was watching this party. So we went in line, and we were with other people, And all the guys were wearing black ties and black masks, and the girls were wearing red gowns and green gowns and yellow gowns and gold gowns and silver gowns and sparkled gowns and beaded gowns and short gowns and fur. And there was all the designer dresses. There was Fendi dresses and Gucci dresses and Valentino dresses and Levan dresses. Everyone had beautiful costumes on, and everyone was elegant. Their hair was done with sparkles and jewels. The guys looked elegant. So the guards checked everyone's passes and invitations, and we got in, and there was the most beautiful fountains. There was chocolate fountains and ice sculptured fountains. There were so many beautiful ice sculptures of cupids and women, and there were tray passers and gold body glitter, naked. There was naked men and women with gold covering their body parts and glitter. There were gold human statues walking around. It was like something fantastical and whimsical. It was just women were walking around with gold dust covering their body parts and sparkles. And I was walking around, and they were passing champagne, and I took a glass of champagne. I haven't had champagne in so long. Oh my gosh. They had black caviar, the most expensive champagne. Oh, and just the chocolate and the strawberries and the fruit. Oh, it looked so divine. And cheese and meat slices and shrimp passing. And Jaimin said, "Be careful, don't let them see how hungry and starving you are." And Singing Joe said, "Everyone disperse and see what we could find out." And my brother John was ahead, and I wanted to run to him and say hi. And Singing Joe grabbed my arm and said, "No, sister, you cannot say hi to your brother. He might recognize you." And I wondered if I could see Liam, my boyfriend. And he even said, "Watch my boyfriend. I must not give us away. It's very important that we find out what's going on and find a way to break into the computer." So we all walked around and pretended to be guests. And then I walked through, and I met a handsome guy, or I thought he was handsome, but I couldn't tell because he had a mask. He said, come with me." So he walked me down different hallways, and he walked me to a hallway and a door, and I noticed a bunch of girls, and I saw that they had stamps in their arms, and they were being walked down a long corridor. So I said, "Excuse me," and I felt like a detective, and I followed along, and I saw these girls being paraded down a hallway by a gentleman in a tuxedo, and I wanted to make sure that I saw it right, that they had stamps in their arms. And I looked, sure enough, they had stamps, and they were being sent into this elevator. So I followed down the elevator, and they were being led to this room. And in this room, the girls were waiting, and then there was a doorway where the girls were going to the doorway, and it was very strange. So I said I had to find out what was in that room and what were all these girls with the stamps doing there. And I could tell some of these girls were from my district. I know it. I've seen them when I walk with George. I've seen these girls, and I know the stamp number. I've seen it. So I pretended like I was just mingling. And one of the girls says, "Yeah, the girls are going in there." And they didn't know. They said they were rewarded with some cash and some more money and some more vouchers. And then I looked and listened. I recognized it. This guy was a doctor. He was a doctor. He was some kind of doctor. And I remember John saying something about that they were sterilizing the men and women, and they would need the eggs. Certain women's fertility eggs would be valuable to keep the human race up. Were these women eggs being frozen and taken from them? And what would happen to these women after their eggs were taken and they had the stamp? These women would disappear. So I quickly left the room so I wouldn't be spotted. And I went to go find Jaimin and Joffin, Singing Joe, but I couldn't find them. And a guy grabbed my arm. "What were you doing back there? What were you doing?" And I was like, "Oh." And he grabbed me and said, "Why were you listening? What are you doing? You don't have a stamp." I said, "Oh, I'm lost. I'm simply just lost." And then he started bringing me to this room, and there was this loud sound, and he's like, "No, I think you're a spy. I'm not a spy. I'm not a spy." And he quickly blurted out, "John is my brother." He's like, "What?" John is your brother? He has no sister. He goes, I think you're a spy. And I quickly didn't know what to do. So I reached around and grabbed, I saw a statue in a vase. And I just threw it at him. And it hit his head and he fell. And he was out cold. And I saw blood on his head. Oh my God, I gotta find Singing Joe. And then I ran back upstairs. And I was shaking. And Singing Joe saw me. He's like, what's going on? I go, some guy saw me. And he said, what was I doing back there? And I told Singing Joe, there's some room where the girls are being led with the stamps. And I recognized and heard the sound of a doctor. And he goes, that was my suspicions that the people being stamped were being taken. And so now it's confirmed. He goes, well, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. And I told him that I threw a statue and it hit the guys in the head. He goes, well, we got to go before they send out the police. We've got to get out of here. But so Singing Joe said Jaimin is working in the database in the computer to find out what was going on with all the people getting stamped. And so he said, hurry, we've got to get out of here before they find the rest of us and imprison us and lock us up. I was sure. So I was walking and then someone grabbed my arm. I was like, oh no, I'm caught. And I looked up. It was Liam. And he's like, Emily, is that you? Is that you, Emily? And I looked at Liam and I'm like, no, you're mistaken. You're mistaken. He goes, Emily, I know it's you. How are you? I go, Liam, I've got to leave. I've got to get out of here. He's like, Emily, I've got to get you out of District 11. Things are happening there. All I know is that your brother and people in this district, they said that your District 42 is not a district you want to be in. We've got to get you out of there, Emily. I go, I know, Liam. I know. I've got to get out of my district. They're doing things to the people there. I don't know what they're doing, but I've got to get out of here, Liam. Liam, I've got to get out of here. And then Jaimin and Jaffa walked in and I saw them. And they're like, they gave me the signal. I go, Liam, I will talk to you later. I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. I don't want to be spotted. He goes, Emily, don't leave. I go, well, how can I be here? This isn't my district. Remember? Because I know, I wish it wasn't like this. I miss you terribly. And then he held me and he kissed me. And then the fireworks went off. And then we heard beautiful fireworks. And then Singing Joe grabbed my arm. She's got to leave. So Jaimin and Singing Joe and I, we raced out of there. And then we heard the whistle. Hurry, stop them, quickly, stop them. We're being chased by the police. Oh no, they found us. We've got to get out of here. And so we ran. And Liam tripped one of the guys and is like, oh, sorry. And he even pointed to the wrong way. He said they went that way. And it gave us time to escape. So we headed out and the drone started firing. And the girls started screaming. And then the ice sculpture fell over. And there was just so much noise. And then I saw Jaffa. He started to fire. And it made the alarm bells go off. And the alarm went off. And I was just thinking, oh my God, there's fire and smoke. And everyone started screaming and panicking. There was gunshots and fires. And so Jaimin and Jaffa and Singing Joe and I, we left and we escaped. He's going, well, what were you thinking that you hit someone? I go, he came after me and grabbed me and I just thought instantly and it happened. But they are taking people from our district and they are taking the women's eggs and they're sterilizing the males. This is what they're doing. And who knows what they do after they take the eggs. These women could be killed afterwards. I think they're killing everyone after they take their eggs. It's just not right. This is not right. So we quickly, Aradale saw us and raced up with his cab and took us back to the district. This isn't good, Emily. They're going to find us out. And as soon as they find us out, your own brother will betray you and have an order to arrest us. And that will be the end of us. No. I want to live. I don't want to die. I need to live. I saw Liam. I can't believe I ruined it for everyone. So Aradale head back and then just said, should we take you to the underground underground hideaway. It's not safe to go back to your house. So we had to go to the underground hideaway, and we would talk. Once we got to the underground hideaway, Jaimin and Jaffa and Singing Joe and Airedale and I went to the computers. And yet, sure enough, there were bounties on our head, and our pictures were there. We were now wanted. We were now wanted. What could this mean? And then all of a sudden, a light started manifesting in the underground club. And everyone's like, what is it? What is it? They go, I recognize this light. I recognize this light. I know. This is the alien, Truman. And they all looked at me. You have contact with the alien? It's Truman. It's Truman. Maybe you can help us. And Truman manifested. And then once Jaimin and Jaffa and Singing Joe and Airedale calmed down, he's friendly. He's friendly. I think he's friendly. Truman emitted a sound. And then he said, we will help you, but you must help us. We must stop this extermination of people. Your rulers have gone too far. They are interfering with mankind, and we do not like what they're doing. They are selectively picking people that they want to keep alive and then exterminating the others. This is not right, but we will make a plan with you. You have 72 hours to see if you can stop these people. If not, we will be destroying District 11 with our own lasers, and District 11 will be no more if they do not stop this. And I was like, my brother and Liam, oh my gosh, here they are trying to destroy my district and get rid of us, and the alien is here. He told us that they're going to destroy District 11, a district that I've been trying to get into and get out of. Everybody wants to destroy everyone. And Truman said, we have 72 hours to figure out a plan, or they would make plans to release a special laser that would destroy the entire District of 11. And that was the deal. And then he left. And Jaimin and Singing Joe and Airedale and I just said, it is happening. The end of our world is happening right now. This modern advanced technology could destroy our entire civilization. How do we know it just hit District 11 and not everyone? How could we trust this alien? How could we trust the government and the president after what we just found out? They are literally taking people's lives and picking and choosing which eggs they want to keep alive. This is just not how it's supposed to be. My head was spinning. We would have to think of something. It was too much. So we agreed to just work on a plan, and we worked all night long until we all fell asleep.